Chapter 5. The Op Shop. A bit further down the road we got to the op shop. Kerry was a little confused as the front window of the shop had many different things, although clearly it sold clothes, there was more going on. I said, "This one is a charity, so any profit goes to help people who need it. We're not in a rush. Let's go in. Let me know if you find anything you like." We walked in and saw a shelf that had a variety of toys and old books and trinkets next to the counter. There was a counter with a cash register on it and had some jewelry on display underneath it. I said to Kerry that we should split up and look around separately and go about our own pace. I told Kerry I could foot the bill for a few things. Kerry nodded and started looking through the clothes. I went down the back of the store and started looking at the games and jigsaw puzzles. There was one shot of the countryside where I thought was interesting. It showed several hills, mostly filled with trees, and it was a sunny day, and there were a few clouds. I figured it would take a while to put together. There was a 12-in-1 game, which had a chess set, checkers, and several other games. I saw it was for sale for $5, so I picked it up. There wasn't anything else interesting there, so I went to have a look at the books. On my way over, I looked around the store and saw Kerry was still browsing in the clothes section and was carrying something. I started looking at the books and was specifically looking for some junior fiction stories, something that would help increase Kerry's vocabulary. There was a couple of choose-your-own-adventure books on the shelf. These brand of books offer readers choices after they start the story, and the reader turns to different pages based on their choices. You might start the story in a race, and at the bottom of page 5, the book says there's a fork in the road ahead. To turn left, turn to page 6. Turn right, turn to page 43. Each page contains part of a story, and there are several different endings. Next to it was another book, Death Trap Dungeon. That got my interest, so I picked it up and flicked through. It was like a choose-your-own-adventure, but each page had several sections on it, and players changed from section to section instead of pages. Some pages still had drawings relevant to something happening on the opposite page. The book was much longer. It also referred to strength, stamina, and luck, and the reader would get into fights with creatures in the dungeons. With 400 sections, it would keep the reader entertained for a bit. I'm buying this book for sure. My last stop was the DVD section. There was a bit of everything there, mostly movies, a few TV series. A few caught my eye and I picked them up. Apollo 13, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and the Blues Brothers. I was still looking when Kerry came up with a shirt and shorts. "Did you find anything you like?" I asked. "Yes. I'd want to get an extra shirt and a pair of shorts." "That won't be a problem. Is there anything else you really want? There's no guarantee it'll be here tomorrow if we don't get it. It's not like a regular store where they stock certain things and can get more if they sell out." Kerry thought for a bit and said, "I'll see about some more shirts." I waited a little bit while Kerry checked the shirts and tried them on. One was a bit too small and went to the returns rack, but we carried 3 shirts, shorts, and my items to the counter. No one was there. The staff members float around the store, restocking the shelves when they're not serving customers. I rang the bell and heard one of the staff members say, "I'll be there in a sec." The staff member finished putting items on the returns rack by the change room, its proper spot, and came to the front counter. Kerry placed the clothes on the counter, and I put down the books and DVDs. The employee asked, "How's your day going?" and looked at Kerry, who was still showing some signs of jet lag, before adding, "It looks like it's been a big one." Kerry replied, "It's my first day in Australia. I flew in this morning." The cashier listened while scanning the items at the register and replied, "Well, I hope you like it. We're pretty laid back here, and most of us are. You'll run into the occasional drongo, but they should be few and far between." After he scanned the last item, he said, "That's $22. Will that be cash or card?" I answered, "Cash, please," and pulled a $50 note from my wallet and handed it to the cashier. The cashier gave me $28 change, and I dropped the 2 coins into the donations jar. He asked, "Do you need a receipt?" "No, thanks." "Do you need a bag?" "No, thanks. We'll use the bag and backpack." We put the stuff into the bags and headed out. As we left, it was noticeably cloudier than when we left home. It looked like it might start to rain soon, so we went straight to the library.